Hi, good people. Welcome to the final and last book of my 7-day series of 7 books that prove that hair is more than just style. And today we are featuring the book Girls Burn Brighter by Shobha Rao. Now, I must repeat and stress and emphasize this novel is not about hair. And I've made it clear right through that the books I've chosen don't necessarily talk about hair as like a central character or feature. I am just opening a door for you to look at hair when you're reading any book. What's the author, the characters, what are the characters' hair like? What do they do with it? When do they do it? What does it stand for? What part does it play in the whole novel? I'm not the author is not writing it this way. I am just saying this is another way of looking at hair, what sits on our head, how it speaks, what it tells about us, how it, there's so much about your hair that is so telling about who you are, where you come from, the society you're in, the culture you're from, the country you live in, the person that you are, what has molded you, whether it's tradition, culture, whatever has molded you, your own thought process, who you are. So I just want to start off by that as a reminder. So don't come for me about the book. It's not about this. It's not about, no. I just want you to look at, as you read, take in the details about the character's hair and what they do with it and don't do with it, and what does it represent. How does that make you look at each character? How does their hair and what they do with it and what their hair says or not says, or how it's treated or not treated. So, and as you read closely, you'll notice hair appearing like thread woven through trauma, identity, womanhood, and resistance. So that you see the way you should look at hair. It's not just this, this thing of curls and crown of curls, or loose hair or straight hair. It says a lot. It's powerful. So it's set in rural India and then later shifting across continents. And it tells the story of Purnima and Savita, two girls whose friendship defies the limits placed on their lives. It also explores cycles of violence, economic disparity, and the cost of freedom, especially for women whose worth is often tied to their silence. Okay? But within this silence, the body speaks and the hair, cut, kept, commodified, or abandoned, becomes a symbol of agency or erasure. So, whilst you're reading, notice how hair appears during turning points in each girl's journey. Moments when they lose something, reclaim something, or are changed by the world. And ask yourself, what does it mean when hair is a choice? And what does it mean when it's taken away? Can you imagine? Some of you will be like, that will never happen over my dead body. Well, welcome to the world. Different things happen in different countries, different parts of the world. Also consider the cultural weight of hair in the settings that the author describes. Think of how hair plays into beauty, class, marriage, and the unexpected or the unspoken expectations placed on women. Imagine that burden. Then also watch for contrast. One character's strength is quiet and internal, another's more defined. Their hair, how it's treated, noticed, or neglected This often mirrors these same traits. Their hair will mirror these same traits on how they treat it, how it's noticed, how it's neglected. You find that the person's character matches the way their hair is or is treated or is highlighted or not highlighted. I've been saying that from day one. Your hair says so much about who you are and the next person. It embodies everything about you, from your ethnicity to your culture to your traditions to the kind of home you grew up in, your educational background. Your hair says all those things about you. Also, reflect on absence. Sometimes hair is not mentioned directly, but what's missing tells a story too. Think about what's erased and why. Sometimes the world burns what it fears. But like hair, some things grow back, stronger, wilder, and more on your own terms. How do you relate to that? You shave your hair one day, you cut it short, and when it grows back, you're a new person. You feel it, you know it. And you are like, I'm making a statement. I am doing this now. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E. And my hair, your hair is reflecting all that. So, thank you if you've watched all 7 days, 7 books about hair. If you haven't, and this is your first one, or you just read a bit here and there, thank you. And I'm just going to end by saying hair is never just about style. In stories like these that I've covered briefly, it's about survival, memory, and the invisible maps women carry across borders, cities, and lifetimes. So let these books show you, or books that you read, let them show you how uneven the smallest details like a braid, a cut, or a strand can hold a revolution. Think of Angela Davis's afro. What did that afro represent? Bold. So let me know when you're ready to talk about books that have affected you in terms of hair, related to hair, that you've identified with the character and their hair and what they do, or how you feel about your hair, what it represents about you and your culture and your heritage and your country or your city or the town that you live in, or the background that you come from, or the parents that you had, the social, economical, political, or spiritual impacts on you. So finally, the books that I hope these books prove that hair is more than just style, and that these novels, you feel them in the root of your hair. And as you close these pages, you may realize hair was never just hair. It was memory, it was grief, it was beauty and burden braided tight. It was how women disappeared and how they were seen again. Through every book that we explored this week, or the last 7 days, hair whispered stories of time passing, of identity shifting, of control, of loss, of control lost and reclaimed. And this was done strand by strand, figuratively speaking. So let these stories, or any stories you read from this day forth or have read in the past, that now you can look back and think, that hair was really important in that book and I just didn't pay attention. Let these stories sit with you. Let them change the way you see yourself in the mirror. Let them remind you that what grows from your scalp is not just personal, it's historical, it's political, it's intimate, and sometimes sacred. And if you ever find yourself unsure of what your hair means, return to the pages, return to this series. There are always more stories waiting to be told. Go to the bookstore, go online, you know, ask people, ask your family, speak to your parents, your relatives about their hair stories or how they feel about their hair, what they feel their hair represents or says about them. I hope you enjoyed this series. I always like to find ways of informing people through the things that I love, and I love anything to do about hair and hair care and learning more about our hair. And this is just another way of making you aware that the hair on your body, on your head, even your eyebrows, your underarms, wherever you have hair, important. I mentioned somewhere in one of the books, previous books, about how in some cultures hair on a woman's legs is beautiful. In another culture, everybody's shaving their legs like the hair is a foreign object. It's going to cause a war, you know. So I wish you well, and I will see you in my next upload. Take care, good people. Have an absolutely fabulous day.